Today we're going to show you how daisy chains and these wooden toggles can help you grow 15-foot tall tomatoes. What we have here is the trellising system that we use to grow our tomatoes vertically. We are growing indeterminate type tomatoes, and for those of you that don't know, there are two types. There are determinate types, which are a bushy style of tomato. They stay very short and compact. And there are indeterminate tomatoes, which can be grown vertically. And the yield is still fantastic, and it takes up a lot less space on the ground. So to do this, we utilize this 1/8" braided nylon rope along with our trellis system and these little plastic clips that we found on Amazon. So what we do with these, as the tomato is growing, and this was key to choosing our rope, is that the rope has to work with our clip. These clips squeeze your rope in the back, if I can get the teeth to grab on, and then this clip just sits around your tomato. So as it grows taller, we just continue to put clips up the rope, and it supports the tomato and it holds the fruit and everything super well. They don't rub and damage anything. It's worked really well for us. So as this continues to grow up, we get closer to our toggles here, and Nathan is going to show you the system that he came up with for keeping track of this extra rope.
All right, as Mel said earlier, we're using 1/8" braided nylon, and the reason we're doing this is last year we used baler's twine and it just got us through the season. Worked well, but it doesn't last. And we didn't talk about why we have so much extra rope. What we do is called lowering and leaning. So as the tomato grows up to our height, having the extra rope allows us to lower the plant down, which it makes it easier to get to the fruit, and it also gives us an extra 4 feet worth of vertical growth that we can get out of the plant. So last year, what we did was we just wrapped the extra 4 foot around this post, and then when we needed to, we had to feed it back and then lower it down, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. And so that's where we came up with this daisy chain idea. So I'll show you how we tie it. I used a double half hitch down on the bottom. And what that is I'll show you right now because I got to use another one up here. So you're going to make a normal loop like you're tying your shoes, and then you're going to do it again to where we're wrapping around that same rope. So as you can see, I have 2 loops around this rope, and what that does, we want to cinch that in nice and tight. And what that does is it allows us to make adjustments to the rope. So if I needed to loosen it, or tighten it, I can. So over here on this one that I've already done, see, I've got this one nice and tight. But say for instance, I needed to tighten it up a little bit more after daisy chaining it, then I could pull the slack up and I could slide it down, and our double half hitch holds tension on that rope. And so we can tension it from the base down there at the bottom, or we can tension it up here if the wind or the vegetation or even just the rope being in the sun stretches a little bit. We have adjustment. So first we tie our double half hitch. All right, since I boogered that all up, I'm going to take a second and show you the 3 knots that we'll need up to this point. The first one is the stopper knot, and it's a double overhand knot. So we're going to wrap around our fingers twice, and then all we got to do is just go down through and then poke it right up the hole. And then we're going to dress the knot up, and it should look something like this. Okay, now the next one is our double half hitch. So we're going to go around, and then we go over the standing line and through, and then we come down here and we go over the standing line and through. What I did in the video is I went, and don't forget to dress it, and then you got a knot that looks like this, and this is our double half hitch. Now, if you go over the first one and then under the second one, you get the lark's head, which is not ideal for our situation. This will be perfect for tying the rope to the top, but we're going to do something slightly different for anchoring it at the bottom. And what we're going to tie is called a TAUT line hitch. It's very similar to the double half hitch in that we're going to make our same loop, and we go through not only once, but twice. So through, twice, and then we come down here and go over and back through. And this taut line hitch is something that you can use not only in this garden application, but if you go camping and you want to secure a rain fly and tighten it down, or your tent, in tents or tarps. And so this is a taut line hitch. And now in our circumstance, this gives us much more friction, an extra whole loop of friction. So if we want to tighten our tomato lines, we can go out and it will hold a lot better than the double half hitch. And then it gives you the versatility to adjust. So now back to the daisy chain. Then we do a daisy chain. And so what you do is you're going to make a loop or a bite. And then so this rope is over top of that one. We reach through the hole and we grab this and we just pull down, and then we repeat that. So we're going to reach through the hole, pull down, reach through the hole, pull down, and as you get a big loop, then you can hold here and you can shrink your loop back down, and we'll keep daisy chaining. So I'm going to fast forward this so you guys can just repeat. Now this is where our toggle comes in. Once we get to the point that we've got a good taut rope, we slide our toggle in and we pull it tight. And so if it's still a little bit loose, we can go up here and we can tighten it up, or we can go down at the bottom. But we're tight, and so midway through the summer, our tomatoes grown and we've clipped it all the way up and we've reached the toggle. And so what's nice about this is you literally just remove your little toggle, and you guys can get creative with it. We just used dowel rods. I had some walnut dowels that I got from Amish country that were partially damaged, and but use a clip or a small carabiner. But all you got to do is remove that dowel, and now we can let some of the rope out. But say, okay, there I let out six inches of rope, and then so my plant's going to be hanging down a little bit more, and now I have an additional 6 inches that plant can grow. You stick your clip back in, or your dowel, and then you let the plant continue to grow. And if as soon as it gets back up there, then you just come up here and you can let more out until you've let out an additional 4 foot worth of rope. And then at the end of the season, once you remove your plant, you can re-daisy chain your rope, and you're ready to go for the next season. So if there's any question, or if you want us to explain anything further, leave a comment in the comment section below, and hope you guys have a wonderful day.